So some huge leaks just happened for Sonic Frontiers, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty big. Okay, well maybe not super big, but it definitely showed some stuff that wasn't supposed to be shown off to anybody whatsoever, as the uploader Acro actually said in their description that this wasn't actually meant to be seen, and the way they did this, don't even bother asking. So they definitely did something that they weren't supposed to do in order to get access to this in the game, or the game bugged or something like that, and the demo just showed all this stuff that wasn't supposed to be shown off. It gives us full extended looks at Cyberspace, the opening cutscene, and even that supersonic boss fight we got a little glimpse of. But this is going to be a major spoiler warning for anyone who doesn't want to see that gameplay in the background of this video or talked about, so just letting you know, you're warned. Before we hop in today's video, come on, you know what's coming. Hey, I see you there. You guys keep coming back. I see you. Since you keep on coming back, why don't you guys hit the subscribe button and help us reach our goal of reaching 20K as soon as possible. But first things first, let's talk about the opening cutscene. There's no audio for it that we can really hear, but it looks like there's like a little forest, and then Eggman finds a cyberspace portal in like this forest. And you know, enemies start to pop out after he tries to like activate it and stuff. And it's really interesting because it's not a animated opening cutscene, which, you know, I guess, but even Lost World had one. I know Forces didn't have one either though, but I wish it was animated, like, or a CGI animated opening cutscene, but this is okay too. It still looks good and it looks cool. It is reminiscent of Lost World a little bit though, once we get to the part with Sonic and Tails and Amy on the plane and they're coming up on the Starfall Islands after, you know, they get sucked into a portal. So it's very Lost World reminiscent with how they actually get there. So it's cool. It looks good. I guess we'll still be on the hunt for a Unleashed style opening one day. If we get something like that ever again, Sonic Team is forgiven for literally any little tiny thing ever. And then next up, obviously, the gameplay shows more Green Hill gameplay. I'm not going to harp on this too much. We've seen this level a lot, as well as the Sky Sanctuary level. That's been a level that we've seen a decent bit. And apparently, we also see the 2D city level, which looks really kind of, I guess, a bit more interesting. I don't know. I mean, it reminds me of a Forces level, but I mean, the physics just are bothering me with Cyberspace, and I can't get over that. But I'm not too upset about Cyberspace. I'm not harping on it as much. I think the game is still going to be pretty good at this point, even with Cyberspace included. Cyberspace will just be a little distraction in my opinion. May not be the greatest, but it'll be a distraction at least. Then we see more Chemical Plant gameplay, which is really nice. I guess it's Generations Chemical Plant, but downgraded a little bit and obviously shorter. Then we also get more extended gameplay of the Green Hill level, and we can see the physics a bit more in this level, where Sonic is flying off of things after going up on ramps and stuff, which is really cool. But it's also like wonky, because if some people have posted clips of Sonic just randomly falling in the middle of a loop, like he would just fall down, and it was just strange. And people said they were holding the correct direction too, and it's happened to multiple people. So the physics just seem to be a little wonky a little bit sometimes. But again, this level doesn't look terrible. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the classic Gens level. And then we get to see more gameplay of the SA2 level, which is really cool. I think that level is pretty well designed because of Sonic Adventure 2, but I'm kind of biased on that one, so but it's interesting. They have like tank things in the world and stuff, and you can hit the tanks, I guess, to replace the gun robots, which is really strange, but I mean, it's a thing. But the level is also extremely short, as the dude beats it in like 56 seconds. But getting to the real meat and potatoes of everything is the Titan battle. We get to see the full Titan battle against, the official name is Giganto, which is the creepy looking Titan with the weird teeth and stuff. And you start out obviously not in supersonic form, and you run up to him and he's got like these pulsing lasers on his head and all this craziness. And of course there's a Chaos Emerald there that Sonic gets, and then he goes supersonic. And this is when the fight gets interesting, and this wasn't supposed to be shown off. And Supersonic looks insane now. He does so much cool stuff. He has like little fists that he throws, almost like JoJo style. It's really crazy. He has like a buzzsaw attack, and he does like a after image attack, and he's just going crazy. Supersonic looks crazy in this game. This is probably going to be the best controlling Supersonic that we've ever had in any of the Sonic games, honestly. He does a bunch of like phantom punches and kicks. I really can't wait to play this. I think this is going to be a highlight of the game, as we're going to do this obviously like 5 times, maybe a 6th time, who knows. And there's even like special buttons button actions where it says press Y and B to do like a special action, kind of like a Batman Arkham game or Spider-Man game. But it looks like the boss gets more interesting, it starts doing more things, like it starts to shoot lasers out of its back, which reminds me a little bit of the final Hazard boss fight. And it looks like Sonic does lose rings over time, but he also gets hit, so you have to worry about that as well, obviously, which is like most Supersonic things, except Unleashed. Unleashed has a health bar, but other than that, yeah, it's standard Supersonic stuff. But the lasers on his back look kind of crazy, I guess, kind of forcing you to face the boss head on, and you can't really go behind him and stuff. I think that's really cool. It does look a tiny bit repetitive because the player keeps kind of doing the same things, but it literally looks like the buzzsaw breaks things off of the boss. But the coolest thing about this boss is how you finish him. You literally just charge up and just fly through him, literally just like Unleashed. And it looks like a bunch of blood comes out of the boss, even though it's not really blood, I guess, but it's definitely supposed to be the boss's blood. It looks really cool. And it also confirms how Supersonic gets to the islands, or Sonic in general. He just flies to the next island and then lands, and then all the Chaos Emeralds disappear after he gets like hit or something. It's really cool, and I think that makes perfect sense. He just flies to the next island. But it makes me wonder, how are we going to be able to go back to old islands, or can we even go back to old islands? Because is there going to be a fast travel function that lets you go back, or no? Because I feel like not being able to go back to the last island would kind of suck, so hopefully they let you do that, because I really think that would be a great thing, letting us do that. Overall, this leaked gameplay is really cool. It makes me kind of excited for Supersonic, if I'm being honest. Supersonic looks really cool for once, and usually I think that Supersonic doesn't control well or have the greatest boss fights usually, but there's going to be at least 5 of these kinds of things, and that's going to be really cool to see. And I hope Supersonic has his own skill tree, even though he'll be used 5 times, but maybe a little small skill tree to make him do more cool stuff. Because I don't know, seeing him throw hands in that form is extremely cool, or maybe he just gets a new form where he can do even cooler stuff, and that's what I think is probably gonna happen because Supersonic is so much of a reoccurring theme throughout this game. But those are my thoughts on the gameplay, and shout out to Acro once again for getting this footage. I didn't use the whole footage, so you can definitely check out the full video in the description below. And it's pretty obvious that it's his homie's watermark is huge, but yeah, go check out his thing. And those are my overall thoughts. I think this game looks great. I think it looks better and better almost each time that I see the game. And the Supersonic stuff is really cool. And this Giganto boss fight is way more interesting than the other Titan. I think Ashura, but I don't think that's a main island Titan. I think it's just like a little mini or smaller Titan that Sonic can fight. There's probably going to be more of those throughout the game and whatnot. But overall, I'm pretty interested. I would almost say that I'm hyped. I think I'm hyped for this game now. And Supersonic just kind of sealed the deal because he looks really cool, and I'm pretty down for it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think this looks cool? And if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like, and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, whatever happens, happens.